This video is for Tuesday, April 21st for Algebra 2. Today I'm going to teach you about systems of equations using elimination. And this is day 1 because today we're going to talk about using subtraction and addition to solve systems of equations. And tomorrow will be a little more complicated. But today we're going to talk about adding or subtracting to eliminate a variable, and you solve for the other, and then you have to plug in that number to solve for the second variable. So before you can do elimination, you have to look at the numbers in front of x or y and see, are they the same number? If they are the same number, then you have to check to see, are they the same sign, meaning are they both positive or negative, or are they different signs? Is one a plus and one a minus? So based on those facts, that's how you determine if you're going to add them together or subtract them. So first up, we're going to talk about adding to eliminate. So here's the first problem. We have negative 4x minus 2y equals negative 12. And then we have 4x plus 8y equals negative 24. So here's what I'm talking about. We have negative 4x and we have positive 4x. Since that's a negative and this is a positive, we're going to add to eliminate. So when you add these, that makes 0x. That's why they cancel out. Okay, then we have negative 2y plus 8y, which is 6y. And we have negative 12 plus negative 24, which is negative 36. Okay, then we're going to divide by 6, and we have y equals negative 6. Okay, now that we have y, we're going to choose either the first equation or the second equation, and we're going to plug in negative 6 for y to find x. Okay, so we have negative 4x minus 2 times negative 6 equals negative 12. Okay, so negative 4x plus 12 equals negative 12. And then we're going to subtract 12 from negative 12, and that'll give us negative 4x equals negative 24. Then you divide by negative 4, and x equals 6. Okay, so the final answer there is going to be 6, 6. Because it's x comma y. Alright, so that's the first one. Alright, let's look at problem number 2. Okay, so problem number 2, if my pen will cooperate. Problem number 2 is x minus y equals 11 and 2x plus y equals 19. So here, the y's have the same number in front of them. Even though there's no number there, it's implied that they're both 1. So this is negative 1 and this is positive 1. So we're going to add these together to eliminate. And it's going to say 3x, the y's cancel out, equals 11 plus 19 is 30. And then you divide by 3, and x equals 10. Okay, so if x equals 10, I'm going to pick the original top equation. So 10 minus y equals 11. You subtract 10, so we have negative y equals 1, but I want positive y, so I'm going to divide by negative 1, and we have y equals negative 1. So the final answer to this one is 10, comma, negative 1. Like that. Okay, so that's adding. Hopefully that's making sense so far. Next up we have subtraction. So when you subtract, that means the coefficients are exactly the same. They're the same number and the same sign. Okay, so let's look at the first one for subtraction. We have negative 2x minus 9y equals negative 25. And then we have negative 4x minus 9y equals negative 23. Okay, do you notice how these are both negative 9y? Well, since they're both negatives, we're going to subtract to eliminate them. Now, negative 2 minus negative 4, that's like negative 2 plus 4. So 2x, these eliminate, equals negative 25 minus negative 23 is negative 2. And we have x equals negative 1. Okay, so now I'm going to take negative 1 and plug it into the top equation. You can pick the bottom equation if you want, but I'm going to pick the top one. Okay, so we have negative 2 times negative 1, which is 2, minus 9y equals negative 25. So now we're going to subtract 2, and we're going to have negative 9y equals negative 27. And then you divide by negative 9, and you get y equals 3. Here, I'll move that over so you can see it. Okay, so the final answer to this one is negative 1, comma 3. Okay. Alright, so we've got one more problem on subtraction, and then you will have a Google form to do for the day. And your Google form is going to be short answer this time, so you'll have to type your answers like this, parentheses, x, comma, y, parentheses. Okay, so we're going to do the last problem, and then I'll let you get to it on your Google form. Alright, so the last problem says negative 6x plus 6y equals 6, and negative 6x plus 3y equals negative 12. So do you see how these are both negative 6x? Since they're the same sign, we're going to subtract to eliminate them. Then 6y minus 3y is 3y, and 6 minus negative 12, that's like 6 plus 12, that's 18. So we have y equals 6. And just to shake things up, I'm going to pick the bottom one this time. So negative 6x plus 3 times 6 equals negative 12. So negative 6x plus 18 equals negative 12. We're going to subtract 18 from negative 12. So we'll get negative 6x equals negative 30. And then you divide by negative 6. And we're going to have x equals 5. Okay, so our final answer to this last problem is 5, 6. Like that. Okay, so that is Systems of Equations using Elimination, Day 1. So if you have any questions or you need any help with your Google form, please let me know. Okay, so keep up the good work. I hope you're all doing great, and I miss you. Tomorrow we'll do elimination again, but it'll be slightly harder. Okay, so talk to you then. Bye.